Hey guys, I'm Corey. This makes Shape Crate, and I want to make the ultimate Castle Grayskull. I don't know if I'll succeed or not, but that's my plan. I have assembled quite a few things here. I have an original Castle Grayskull. This is the one that I used when I did the display shelf. God, 3 years ago, I think now. That video will be linked. I'll link it at the end. This is a Fisherprice castle. I do not know the name, or I think it's Fisherprice. It might be Imaginext. I'm not sure. I do not remember the name of it. This is a Fisherprice castle. I have two Origins Castle Grayskulls. This is a wrestling ring from the Masters of the WWE Universe. I have two of the bases to vintage point dreads, as well as a brand new point dread that I got Black Friday for $10, and a base to Stridor. So my plan is to use all of this to make the ultimate Grayskull. So what do we have in mind? Now, there are things about the vintage one, and there's things about the Origins one that I really like. The face of Castle Grayskull, this part right here, from this down to, we'll say right here, to the teeth, I love on the vintage one. I want to figure out how to take this part and put it here. That, I think, might be one of the easiest things we do. I like the symmetry of this a lot better. I like the seam or the hinge. I do really like the closing part, but I don't feel like I'm going to need that as much because, well, I might. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's closing it. I've barely figured out how it's opening. So one of my biggest gripes with Castle Grayskull has always been that not only does He-Man barely fit through the door, but he cannot stand there on Battle Cat. This is something you see him do in the animated show all the time, and he just can't do it. Which means that this thing needs to be at least this much taller. You know what? Let's get a ruler. This thing needs to be at least 4 to 5 inches taller to make that work. So we need more down here. The door has to be bigger. This is why we have multiples of this. This is why I have other castles. I want to take some inspiration from some real life castles. I do not remember the name of this castle. There's going to be a picture of it here. It is Bodiam. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Bodiam Castle in England. That's kind of like what I saw, and I'm like, oh, Castle Grayskull would look really cool if it was a little more like that. Which is kind of like, in my brain, this in the middle, another set of tower, or another wall, and then another set of towers, and then it kind of goes back, and that's where we'd have like this and stuff like that. Maybe some of this action over here. I don't know. Some of this I'm still working out as I go. So, that being said, I think we need to start disassembling. A pile of destruction. I probably didn't need to break that part as much as I did, but I need to clean it and stuff like that. I'm sure, so paint adheres to it better. This rock is probably going to be really good for heightening some of this. I'm not going to lie, really the only thing I'm even kind of thinking about using from this are the hinges, and that's because they kind of remind me of the Origins ones, and so I thought they might match the aesthetic a little bit. And it has this really cool rocky base, so I might try to separate it from the base if I need to. But for the most part, I think that's the only thing I'm really going to use for this. I might use these torches. I don't know. They're kind of cool looking. So for the most part, I'm just gonna kind of take this and put it off to the side for now because I'm not sure how much of it I'm gonna need. Okay, to this point, everything I've done is fixable. I've just removed some screws and stuff like that, right? You can't get that side on. You can get this side on. Right? Everything I've done is just remove screws and remove plastic tabs and stuff. Okay, here we go. This, I think, will help a lot because with this cutting wheel, or at least I think this is cutting wheel, that's what we're going to use it for. I think I can make some of these cuts a lot quicker and a little easier. So I told you I had a new tool. This is a plastic welder. So what you do is you have these little, like, barbs. I guess they're not barbs, I don't know. Little pins. You put them in the end of the gun, and they heat up. And you can use them to stick in to and weld two pieces of plastic together. And then you just kind of fill in between. So, I figure out which one's which will take me a minute. But then once I do, we're going to start welding some of this up. Okay, so now that I've done a couple of these, this is kind of how it works. So, you have the two pieces of plastic you want to, weld together. Basically, you have different ones of these, I'm going to call them prods. I don't know what you really call them. But you have different shapes. The ones for the corner, like a corner, these are like for a flat surface. You put one side in each of these holes. And basically what it does is it runs a current through them, which heats this up. So, like right now, it's not hot until I push that trigger. So, like, don't do that. And it happens real quick. It actually heats up real quick. It does not cool down as fast. It's fine, but yeah. So, like, I'm gonna put one there. I'm gonna put one near the front to kind of, quote unquote, tack it. Then there you go. And then you just have to do in between. We have a lot of cutting and welding and stuff like that to do. So here we go. So I think for the door, originally I was like gonna try to meld them together the same way. And I don't think that's the right way of doing it. I think what I need to do, I am going to use like the back part and parts of the front, maybe. What I'm going to do though is I need to split this part so I can get the innards out. And then I think I'm going to make a new front. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. I'm thinking add this over here. Maybe. I think I like that. That looks good, right? And it's not too far off the ground that the base wouldn't do it. Maybe. So I think that's going to complement that side very well. I need to do a little trimming, no big deal. I'm going to use this on the other side. The only problem is I don't really like this part. So I think I am going to use a piece of that castle, maybe. That's kind of my plan right now. I think I'm going to cut a little piece out of that one and put it on here. And then this will be the other tower on the other side. So I'm not 100% sure for how much of that you guys weren't filming, but I got these two walls plastic welded together. I'm getting ready to reinforce the back side. I know it's not straight, and that's okay because Castle Grayskull is not straight, in case you guys didn't realize. Anyway, I'm gonna plastic weld the back of these, and then plastic weld the bottom on. Dude, looks so good. And I don't even have it finished yet. Like, that's just like roughed out. Oh my God. Oh, that's epic. I mean, yeah, it's all still unfinished. I still have to trim all these, but still, like, it's so cool. So, when I was creating the door, one of the problems I very quickly realized, I forgot the mechanism. So, I need to at least take this bottom part back off, add in this piece, which should attach to this. Oh, whoops, you can't see what I'm doing. Add this part in, should attach to here. And then that should work just fine. All right, so it's the first time I fit this. It doesn't fit. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so I think what I need to do, I don't really want to do this, but I think what I need to do is I need to cut out the door underneath the floor and see if I can lower it a little bit. Okay, it's not perfect, but it does now at least close. Like, I'm not worried about that. Like, I'm happy with that. I still gotta add, you know, obviously the texture. I got to add the symbol on, the bar, crap like that. That's fine, that's all decorative. Okay, so we're gonna get ready to start milliputting and all that stuff. But before I do, I'm going to break out something old school. And I don't know if you guys remember when I did the display shelf. These are left over from it. This is corkboard. I'm going to use this to kind of put in some of these seams to help bridge the gaps a little bit. That way when I start milliputting over this and blending in, I don't have to just milliput in thin air. And I'm going to glue it to each one of these. So along with these metal barbs and stuff like that, this should help solidify this a little more so that it's a little more solid. Obviously, I'm not done. I've only done these 2 seams and part of this one, but that's already so much better because one, I was able to cover almost all the barbs, so now I don't have to worry about like cutting myself. But also that adds a lot of texture, and once it's painted and I add a little more with the milliput, I think it will help marry it together a lot more. We just got a few more to do, so let's keep banging on. See, I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was gonna need to do a lot more of this with milliput. Now I think I can just kind of like go over it with milliput, so to speak, and kind of smooth it out. And I might not even have to do that. I will probably in a couple places like right here, but in a lot of this, I think it's gonna be kind of fine the way it is, especially the walls. So I'm cool with that. I need it for the bridge. I need it for the teeth. So that's kind of where I'm gonna go right now. All right, that took a lot of milliput. Wow. In between that and the door, I'm happy with that. It's not perfect. I might hit this again once it dries. The only problem is I'm kind of running out of time. So it's probably just gonna be what it is, and maybe I'll hit it better down the road. I don't know. Right now, it's gonna be what it is. Yeah. Thinking about making these in bricks. I actually just thought about that now. And I think that might be like the move. That way the teeth still look good. You know what I mean? And then boom. Okay, that works. All right, so this needs to cure overnight, and then we'll go from there. I think I need to do some stuff on the inside tomorrow. Oh, because I have not even started on the inside. I have not decided whether I am adding these sides or not. I'm pretty sure I am, I'm just not sure how. Yeah. See you guys tomorrow. Real quickly, I just super glued that on, so that's one less thing I have to worry about. So now, this all just has to cure. I need to start thinking about inside before I do the sides. Probably not putting anything here. If I do, it's just going to be like a ledge. This will still fit perfectly here once I trim the two sides off. So we're going to do that now. So I have an issue, and that is my plan was to use this on, like, we'll say this side, right? Problem is two things. One, when I cut off the hinge, I didn't really leave enough because I was trying to save as much as I could there. So I have two options. I can either cut this a little farther in and mold it in, which I think is what I'm going to do. But then I'm still on this side. I was thinking about using the third wall 3D print for this one, but I think I'm going to use one of these on this side, and then because I already have it, I'm going to use the other one on the other side. See, this actually works out better because now that I look at this, this does not have this tower here. So maybe I cut this part off and just adhere it, or just cut this last wall off and adhere it there. Guys, I'm so sorry. I thought I was filming, but apparently I wasn't. So I cut the side off this, vintage back, plastic welded it here, and now I'm doing the seam just like I did with everything else, all the way up. So that's kind of what we look like right now. Fuck. Finally. So the actual construction is done. Now. Yeah, this thing's heavy. Inside. I got a lip I can add here. We got these, obviously. I got this, obviously. Those are there. That's good. I can try to see if the origins want to fit there. Actually, I think I have a vintage one. Here's the one origin one. It will fit over here. I just need to cut down some of it. Okay, well, I need to cut off. I need to cut off. Well, that fucking tab. Hold on. Hold my beer. All right, so everything is complete. Oh fuck, I'm tired, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this with some plastic primer to go ahead and unify everything. Am I doing that today? I think I'll wait. I'm gonna let it all glue dry. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. But we're done, other than paint. Okay, I'm getting ready to start painting this. The actual color I want painted is, I think, called Machete or something like that, or Melchette. I've ordered it, but it's not in yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and at least get a base coat on everything to even it out. But before I do that, I need to mask off some stuff. Alright, so this is all dry now. Time to start adding the green. I got two different greens. Neither of which are 100%, but this one's pretty close. And this one's a little lighter, but also pretty close. So I'm gonna mix up with those two. We're gonna throw a little lime green in there too to kind of spice it up. Go from there. Guys, this has been a crazy week or two. I've been working on this for about 2 weeks, and as you probably can tell, I'm sick. So I've been killing myself the last day and a half between trying to get rest and stuff like that to get this painted for you. It is 8:42 in the morning. This is supposed to go live at 10. So, yeah, I'm a little behind. Anyway, guys, I'm really happy with how this turned out. That's the outside I am. The inside not as much because I kind of didn't get to do as much as I wanted to with it. But maybe if you guys like this, maybe we can revisit the front of this in like a part 2 or something like that, maybe. But outside wise, it's exactly what I wanted. He can fit through the door with Battle Cat, which is a big improvement. Size wise, I think it's it makes more sense. Yeah, so I'm happy with it. Hopefully you guys like this. If you find any inspiration or this gave you any ideas, please let me know down below. If there's stuff you would have done differently, please let me know down below. There's gonna be a playlist up here of all the customs I've done. The display shelf that I said before will be tagged down here. You can subscribe here, and I'll see you in the next one. You guys have happy holidays and a good new year.